Welcome back to Healthier Daily. You know, I was talking to a gentleman named Larry last week. He's 66 and he told me, Ben, I feel like I'm entering the final chapter. My knees ache, I forget where my keys are, and I figure I've only got a few good years left. It broke my heart because Larry has it all wrong.
It's a very common mistake, Ben. Many people believe that once they hit 65, they are near the finish line. But in reality, at 65, you have barely passed the halfway mark. Your heart still has 1 billion beats left in it, and your brain is still capable of growing brand new cells. The problem isn't your age, it's the instructions you're giving your body every morning.
That is such a powerful way to put it. Think of your body as a high-performance machine that wakes up every morning waiting for orders. If your morning orders are stress a sugary donut, and sitting on the couch, your body thinks, okay, I guess we're shutting down for the season. But if you give it the right instructions in the first 60 minutes, you activate a longevity switch.
Scientists at Harvard actually followed over 40,000 seniors for 20 years and found that 6 simple morning habits could add up to 30 extra years of healthy life. Not 30 years in a nursing home, 30 years of travel gardening and playing with your great-grandkids.
We are going to show you all 6 of those switches today, and we're starting with something so simple yet so urgent. Let's talk about habit number 6, the maple syrup blood.
When you wake up, your blood is literally as thick and sticky as maple syrup. You've lost about 2 pounds of water just by breathing and sweating overnight. Your heart has to work nearly 25% harder just to push that syrup through your veins. This is why so many heart attacks happen in the morning.
But the fix is free and takes 30 seconds. Drinking 16 ounces of room temperature water the moment you open your eyes thins that blood instantly. It's like turning that maple syrup back into a smooth flowing stream. Research shows this single act can lower your risk of heart attack by 41%.
And remember, it must be room temperature. Cold water is a shock to the system, but room temperature absorbs 40% faster. It's the fastest way to reinflate your brain cells and your kidneys so they can start cleaning out the day's toxins.
We're just getting started. Next, we're going to talk about habit number 5, which is about catching the sun. We'll show you why 10 minutes of morning light is better for your mood and your sleep than any pill in your medicine cabinet.
Before we move on, I want to ask our Healthier Daily family, what is the very first thing you do when you open your eyes? Do you reach for water, or do you reach for the coffee pot? Tell us in the comments. It's the first step to changing your instructions.
All right, we've thinned out that maple syrup blood with our morning water. Now let's talk about habit number 5, the 10-minute sun reset. Dr. Hinohara, I see so many of our friends keep their curtains closed until noon. They like that dim, cozy feeling. But inside their brains, a biological storm is brewing because of that darkness, isn't it?
It really is, Ben. You see, your eyes are not just for seeing the world, they are actually light sensors for your brain's master clock. When you get direct natural light on your face within 10 minutes of waking up, you are sending a command to your brain. You are saying, the day has begun. Stop making sleep hormones and start making repair hormones.
And the science from Johns Hopkins is mind-blowing. They found that seniors who get that morning light actually have longer telomeres. Now, for our family at home, telomeres are like the plastic tips on the ends of your shoelaces. They keep your DNA from fraying. Longer tips mean a longer, younger life. Just 10 minutes of light can literally keep your cells from unraveling as you age.
And it's the secret to a good night's sleep, too. If you don't get light at 8 in the morning, your brain won't know how to produce melatonin at 8 at night. It's why so many seniors are wide awake at 2 in the morning. Their clock is broken. Opening those curtains or stepping out on the porch is the easiest way to fix it.
Now let's move to habit number 4, and this one is about your freedom, the 30-gram protein rule. Dr. Hinohara, after age 60, we start to lose muscle mass every single year. I tell my patients your muscles are like your retirement savings. If you run out, you lose your independence.
That is a perfect way to put it. Most people over 65 eat a light breakfast, maybe some toast or a bowl of cereal. But that is a disaster for your body. When you wake up, your body is looking for building blocks. If you don't eat at least 30 grams of protein, your body will actually start to cannibalize its own muscles to find what it needs. You are literally eating your own legs for breakfast.
It sounds terrifying because it is. That is why we see so many falls and broken hips. But researchers at the University of Texas found that seniors who eat 30 grams of protein within 90 minutes of waking up kept 73% more muscle than those who waited until dinner. That protein, whether it's 3 eggs, some Greek yogurt, or a lean piece of turkey, is the shield that keeps you standing tall.
I tell my patients to think of breakfast as their strength appointment. Don't skip it. Your stomach acid is strongest in the morning, meaning you absorb that protein much better than you do at night. You're giving your muscles the instruction to grow and stay strong instead of shrinking away.
We've thinned the blood, set the clock, and shielded the muscles. But wait until you see habit number 3. We're going to talk about a 1-minute balance secret that rewires your brain and prevents the falls that send millions to the emergency room.
It's about teaching the brain to stay young. We're going to show you how standing on one leg for 60 seconds is actually a brain exercise more powerful than any crossword puzzle.
Before we move to the balance secret, I have a question. Do you find yourself eating a light breakfast, like just toast or fruit? If you're ready to try the 30-gram challenge tomorrow, type strength in the comments. All right, we've reached the midway point, and this is where things get really exciting. We are moving into habit number 4, the 60-second balance challenge. Now, Dr. Hinohara, I see so many of our friends starting to walk a bit more cautiously as they get older. They're afraid of uneven sidewalks or a flight of stairs. But the truth is that fear comes from the brain forgetting how to stay upright, doesn't it?
Exactly, Ben. After age 50, those neural pathways that connect your brain to your feet start to get rusty if we don't use them. A landmark study from the Mayo Clinic found that standing on one leg for just 30 seconds each morning can reduce your risk of a fatal fall by a staggering 86%. Why? Because it forces your brain to grow new gray matter. It's like a software update for your balance system.
I tell my patients, don't wait until you feel wobbly to start training. Do it while you're brushing your teeth. Stand next to a sturdy chair or a wall for safety. Lift 1 foot just 2 inches off the ground and hold it. If you can do 30 seconds on each side, you are literally rebuilding the connections between your inner ear, your eyes, and your muscles. It's the single best way to stay out of the emergency room.
And the bonus, Ben, is that it helps with memory. The parts of the brain that handle balance are right next to the parts that handle your memories. When you challenge your balance, you're sending a fresh surge of blood to that entire neighborhood in your brain. It's a brain workout that's more powerful than any crossword puzzle.
Now let's take a deep breath and move to habit number 3, the 4-7-8 oxygen flush. Dr. Hinohara, I've noticed that most seniors breathe very shallow. They only use the top third of their lungs. It's like they're slowly suffocating their organs every day without even knowing it right.
It's a silent crisis, Ben. Between age 30 and 70, most people lose 40% of their lung capacity. But with the 4-7-8 technique, we can reinflate those dormant areas of the lungs. Here's the ritual. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 7 seconds, and exhale slowly for 8 seconds. That 7-second hold is the magic window. It gives the oxygen enough time to actually penetrate the deep cells and push the carbon dioxide and toxins out.
A Nobel Prize-winning study actually proved that this specific breathing pattern can re-lengthen the tips of your DNA. It's like putting the plastic caps back on your shoelaces so they don't fray. When you do that 8-second exhale, you are sending a telegram to your heart and your nervous system saying the coast is clear. You can stop the stress and start the repair work.
I do 10 rounds of this every morning before I even get out of bed. It clears out the acid that builds up in your tissues overnight and floods your brain with nitric oxide, a molecule that opens up your blood vessels and keeps your blood pressure low all day long. It is the most powerful anti-aging drug in the world, and it's completely free.
We've thinned the blood with water, reset the clock with light, fueled the muscles with protein, trained the brain with balance, and flushed the cells with oxygen. But we still have habit number 1, the one that ties it all together to make sure you wake up feeling 20 years younger.
It's about the circulation kickstart. We're going to show you a 2-minute movement that protects your heart from that morning spike and makes your joints feel like they've been freshly oiled.
Before we reveal that final secret, I have to ask, do you ever feel huff and puff just walking to the mailbox? If you're ready to try the 4-7-8 breathing tomorrow morning, go to the comments and type breathe. Let's get that oxygen moving together. All right, we are coming down the home stretch. We've thinned the blood set, the clock fueled the muscles, trained the brain, and flushed the cells with oxygen. But now we have to talk about the delivery system. This is habit number 2, the 2-minute circulation kickstart. Dr. Hinohara, I like to tell my patients that their body is like a high-end sports car. You can have the best fuel in the world, but if the fuel pump is stuck, that car isn't going anywhere, is it?
Exactly. Ben, after 6, 7, or 8 hours of sleep, your body is in a state of stagnation. Gravity has pulled your blood down toward your back and your legs. Your joints have become cold, and that natural oil inside them, what we call synovial fluid, has become thick like cold honey. If you just roll out of bed and start walking, you are forcing your heart to work on overdrive to move that stagnant blood. It's a huge shock to your system.
This is why we see so many people feel dizzy or wobbly the second they stand up. Their blood pressure can't adjust fast enough. But we have a 2-minute trick that fixes this before your feet even touch the carpet. I call it the bedside bicycle. While you're still lying on your back, simply lift your legs and move them in a slow circular motion, like you're pedaling a bike. Then rotate your ankles and flex your toes.
That 60 seconds of bedside bicycling acts like a manual pump. It tells your veins, wake up, send that blood back to the heart. It warms up the joints and thins out that honey, so your knees and hips move smoothly. Then once you sit on the edge of the bed, do what I call the sky reach. Reach your arms all the way to the ceiling and take one big breath. This opens up your rib cage and tells your circulation to head toward your brain.
It's only 2 minutes, but it changes the entire pressure of your day. A study from the American Heart Association showed that seniors who do gentle morning priming like this have much steadier blood pressure throughout the afternoon. You're preventing that morning spike that can lead to strokes. You're essentially telling your body, the pump is primed, the oil is warm, and we are ready for a great day.
And Ben, when you combine this movement with the water you just drank, you are creating an internal flush. The water thins the blood, and the movement pushes that clean, thin blood into your kidneys and your liver so they can filter out the nighttime waste. It's like power washing your organs from the inside out before you even have your first cup of coffee.
Now we have reached the most important part of the morning. We've covered 5 habits, but habit number 1 is the one that locks in all the others. It's about the first 60-minute rule. We're going to show you why the mental instruction you give your brain in that first hour decides if you'll stay sharp as a tack or fall into the brain fog trap.
It is the commander's hour. We're going to show you why reaching for your phone or the TV news in the morning is like poisoning the well of your longevity.
Before we reveal that final golden rule, I have a question. Do you often feel stiff or creaky when you first stand up in the morning? If you're going to try the bedside bicycle tomorrow, type "move" in the comments. Let's get those joints oiled up together. All right, we have reached the pinnacle. We've prepped the blood, the lungs, the muscles, and the joints. But now we have to talk about the command center, your brain. This is habit number 1, the first 60-minute rule. Dr. Hinahara, I see so many people wake up and immediately grab their smartphone to check the news, or they turn on the TV to see what disaster happened overnight. Why is that the worst thing you can do for your longevity?
It is mental poison, Ben. In that first hour of the day, your brain is in a very delicate state. It is moving from a sleep state to an alert state. If the first thing you feed it is stress, bad news, or the blue light from a screen, you are triggering an immediate spike in cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone, and for a senior, too much cortisol is like acid for your brain cells. It causes brain fog, kills your focus, and actually shrinks the memory centers of your brain over time.
That is a high price to pay just to check the weather or the news. The first 60-minute rule is simple. No screens and no stress for 1 hour. Use that time for your water, your breathing, your light, and your protein. This tells your brain, we are safe, we are strong, and we are in control. This mental peace keeps your blood pressure lower all day long and protects your heart from the cortisol spikes that lead to morning strokes.
It creates what I call longevity synergy. When you combine these 6 habits, something magical happens. It's not just 1 + 1 = 2. It's more like 1 + 1 = 10. The water makes the breathing easier because your blood is thinner. The sunlight makes the protein work better because your hormones are balanced. The balance training makes the 2-minute movement safer because your brain is awake.
Exactly. When you do all 6, you are creating a shield around your health. You are telling your body at a cellular level that the second half of your life is going to be even better than the first. Scientists call this compression of morbidity. That's just a fancy way of saying you'll stay healthy and active until the very end. rather than spending decades in a hospital bed.
I am over 100 years old, and I still follow these instructions every morning. My mind is sharp, my legs are steady, and I wake up with a sense of purpose. It doesn't matter if you are 65 or 85. Today is the perfect day to give your body a new set of orders. You have the fountain of youth right in your own bedroom and kitchen.
We've given you the roadmap. Now we're going to wrap it all up with the final roadmap to 100. We'll show you how to start tomorrow morning without feeling overwhelmed and give you a final message of hope from the Healthier Daily family.
Before we reach the finish line, I want to ask, can you commit to leaving your phone off for just 1 hour tomorrow morning? If you're ready to reclaim your commander's hour, type freedom in the comments. Let's protect our brains together.
We have covered a lot of ground today. We've looked at the science of maple syrup blood, the neurological rewire of balance, and the DNA repair of deep breathing. It might feel like a lot to remember, but Dr. Hinahara, the beauty of this routine is that it's actually very fast and very simple once you get the hang of it, isn't it?
It is as natural as brushing your teeth. Ben, I don't want anyone at home to feel overwhelmed. You don't have to be perfect on day one. I want you to look at this as your morning longevity checklist. Let's recap it one last time so you can write it down. Wake up, stay in bed for 60 seconds, and do your bedside bicycle and ankle rolls. Sit up. Do your 10 rounds of 4, 7, or 8 deep breathing. Flush that oxygen. Stand up, drink your 16 ounces of room temperature water. Thin that blood. Open up. Get 10 minutes of natural light on your face. Set your master clock. Steady up. Spend 60 seconds on your single leg balance while you're in the kitchen or bathroom. Fuel up. Eat your 30 grams of protein within the first 90 minutes. Protect those muscles.
And the golden rule that holds it all together. The first 60 minutes are phone-free. This is your commander's hour. This is when you tell your body that you are the boss, not the news, not the stress, and certainly not your age. When you follow this roadmap, you aren't just getting through the morning. You are launching into a 30-year bonus of healthy life.
I want you to imagine yourself 10 years from now. Imagine walking through a park, your legs feeling strong, your mind feeling clear, and your heart beating with ease. That version of you is created by the choices you make tomorrow morning when the sun comes up. 65 is not the end. It is the beginning of your second half, and you now have the playbook to win the game.
If today's roadmap gave you a sense of excitement for your future, please hit that like button. It helps our Healthier Daily community grow so we can reach more seniors who feel like they've been left behind by their own health. And if you haven't joined us yet, hit that subscribe button. We are your partners in this journey to 100 and beyond.
Don't wait for someday. Someday is tomorrow morning at 7:00 a.m. Pick one habit to start with tomorrow. Maybe it's just the water. Then add the breathing. One step at a time, you will rebuild your vitality. I believe in you, and your body is ready to heal.
Be kind to yourselves, be patient with your progress, and remember your body's listening to every instruction you give it. Give it the gift of longevity.
Stay hopeful, stay hydrated, and we will see you in the next video.
Stay healthy, everyone.